What's up, traders? Welcome to my stream. Currently, I've just been I think I was dealing with a little bit of a burnout here, as well as I haven't really been that feeling that great lately. Probably due to the fact that I've been trading a lot. I've been trading a lot from my bed, which I should not have, but I was just a little bit tired. So this has been a pretty nice day for me. I would have to say today. I'm just reviewing everything together with you so you can understand what the F has been going on. We should be back now. There we go. All right, so got the video working. Video's working just fine. So welcome to my stream. Today we're gonna discuss my amazing trade here in Kala, which I didn't really expect it to happen so nicely today, but everything turned out pretty good. So Kala was definitely my number one stock this morning, and obviously it ended up being way higher than everybody thinks, and I'm sure a lot of short sellers got their ass handed to them. So I was watching like three movers this morning, no doubt about it. Just three movers this morning, and this was it. This was obviously it. And half the time, if I'm not sleepy or pretty much tired from the gym, I'm pretty much I don't know. Sometimes I'm brain fogged most of the time. So don't mind me of being brain fogged. I am able to perform being brain fogged and having, fogging activities. But definitely I was watching this whole downtrend in the pre-market, and definitely I was watching this uptrend. And the news was FDA accepts IND something. So we're going to review the news. Carla Pharmaceuticals built an overnight gains for more than triple following news. U.S. Food Drug Administration accepted the investigational new drug application. So I don't know. The market loved it, obviously. So it's an application. It seems like to me. I didn't really think that this is gonna be that great, but I guess you know it's about what the market likes. And if we look right here at at the float, I mean it's the lowest float of the day, 2 million, 4 million, 8 million, 1 point something million, and this was pretty much it. And that was the pre-market price action, which I was talking about yesterday. I was talking about this stock in my pre-market scans, and I mean, looking at the daily, obviously you would think that you could predict something like this, but as we were breaking the 770 area, 777, I mean, this was a textbook breakout. The only resistance on the daily was this candle of 8 million of 777. After you break that 780, I mean, if you look at there's no other resistance on the daily. I mean, you know I mean, if I mean, the resistance comes from back holders, and the only back holders we've seen here from 6 to 7, and once we pass that, I mean, sky's the limit. And that's exactly what had happened today. I love clean breakouts. That doesn't really happen all the time. You can see so here in UTRS. Then you might say that, hey, UTRS right now, you had a clean chart, and that volume, yesterday's volume or whatever, you had 900K here. So I mean, it really matters the sentiment of the stock. It really matters if the stock holds VWAP, It really matters if it breaks pre-market highs, because you can see so here that UTRS is also a clean chart, and you would expect it to break 40, break 50, and keep going. But it doesn't matter whether it's a clean chart. It matters the price action if it holds VWAP. So throughout the pre-market, we held VWAP, and throughout this rip here, we came back down and we had a nasty dip back down to $6. And then first green day to make a first 1 minute to make a new high is 660, right about there, 660. So that would have been your long point, risking off 640. So that is the long point, 660 long, 640 long. And I don't know what this candle is. I didn't really trade it. Went all the way back down to $6. So that was the only stock that actually held VWAP through all the gainers that I looked this morning. And I do talk about these gainers on my screen, because right now what I'm looking at is like one 27-inch vertical, another 27-inch vertical, and I'm looking at another like 43 inches. So I'm able to scan 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm looking at 9 stocks at the same time. So it takes a lot of brain power for me to scan for 9 stocks at the same time and find out what is moving now. A lot of people come in and they're like, you know, they want the Lamborghini now. See, stocks move, and the majority of them move between 7 o'clock and 10:30. That is when the majority of small cap stocks move. And if you don't have somebody watching these stocks, you don't know which stock is going to move. I mean, I've seen a lot of millionaires talk about their things, and I mean, they're not they're trading one stock. That is what they're doing. They're not looking at 9 stocks at the same time, and you have to look at 9 stocks at the same time. So this was it that held VWAP, and this was I mean, that was the breakout there of 660, and that was the stop loss 640. And after that, I saw it on my halt scanner right about here, as I have a halt scanner here. So it was the first one that came into my halt scanner, right about here. So Kala, first thing that came into my halt scanner. I look at the hold scanner, 1.2 milli float. So that came into my scanner immediately. I'm sure a lot of people out there have a hold scanner and they look for stocks that are currently halted, and they jump in. The momentum traders jump in, squeeze, and I mean, this thing is, this is a huge move. So I get in at 750 actually after the halt. My first long was right here, 3,000 at 750, and I was risking about $1,500 to tell you the truth. And I was risking off the sevens. I was risking off the VWAP. I was chasing it all the way up here, and you can see the VWAP is like around 680. So I was chasing it. I'm like, crap, I missed it. Lucky for me, just kept going because I was looking at the daily. That's 770, and we were breaking out this daily resistance. I think I studied these charts on my past service. I was looking at this past serve. I mean, I put a lot of low floats on my past service watch list. Every single low float, I look at them, and when I looked at them, I really emphasize of buying the breakout of low floats like this. I think I was putting them in my daily watch list when I was using big charts, and I was putting it in my past service watch list, and then I was looking at them for multiple years at a time, whether this stock is going to break 777, and after that, you just hold it all day. I didn't end up holding it all day, but I recognized the 770 break, because that's a daily breakout, and then you just buy that breakout. Actually, you should have bought it sooner technically now, because I got better. But that is the area that, I would have bought it more. That's the area that I was watching it at all my watch lists that I had previously sent to subscribers on my past website. So I'm very familiar with floats underneath 1 million to 2 million. So I get in, bam, bam, thank you, ma'am. And that was my first trade. It ended up being 3,000, and then 3,000 at 865 there. That was my second trade. And that put me up like 37.50 on the day. That That was one trade, nail and bail. That was it. And then I pretty much watched the VWAP. I mean, the whole thing was trading above VWAP. You can see so here that the VWAP held strong, and that is the area you should risk your trades on. And nevertheless, I avoided all this mess. And then guess what? Guess where I bought it since I was watching the VWAP line. Guess where I bought it? I didn't mess with the shorting it over here. I didn't see that was a fake out, breakout or whatever. It came back down and it came right at that VWAP there. You can see so right in this candle, right in that candle that is where I longed it. You can see so here 8:30 10:41 10:40, you can see 8:30, you can even see here the timestamp 10:41:39. So that is it right there in that candle, and it flushed and filled my order at VWAP, and soon enough we just ramped back up to 880. So that was 50 cent trades on 3,000 shares. That was 1,500 bucks I pocketed on that predictable move, because you can see so here that VWAP held, VWAP stop loss. I chased it, and next thing you know, I am just sitting on my hands. I was watching it this whole thing, but I never, usually 9 out of 10 times, these things just dies. I have not seen anything spectacular like this before. Like you go into multiple halts in a row. Usually, most of the time, how I see them, they just pretty much die off, fade a bit. The normal price action of this stock would probably be like this and like this. That could have been a little price action, but I wasn't really trying to gamble that, because I know not to do that. And next thing you know, we just halt on the way up. I didn't want to chase it because I was scared that this will just be a fake out and this will be like an algo spike. But I definitely should have chased it. That's for sure. Probably buy small and risk, buy it small when it broke this 50, and then pretty much, I mean, that's a dollar risk there. So if I would have bought it, it'd probably be like, I don't know, like 500 shares, 500 bucks, and I would have risked like a dollar. But that was, if I this is not a setup that I would take. I mean, this setup I understand. I buy it off VWAP and I have 10-cent risk, perfect. Or I buy it right here, first 1 minute to make a new high at 660 and just hold it, which I didn't do that. I ended up chasing it after the first halt and buying the daily breakout. That was my first. That was my kicker on this play. And I didn't mess with it around 9. I did manage to sell before we reached round number 10. So that ended up being it. And then we just crashed back down. We bounce. We have 3 halts. And the first halt was 5 minutes. Second halt was 5 minutes. And then I was sitting here. I'm like, well, if I were long in this position, and I am changing and I'm waiting for the stock to one halt. First halt is 5 minutes. Actually, this halt here was 5 minutes. This halt was 5 minutes. This halt was 5 minutes, and this halt is 15 minutes. I mean, I'm getting a little bit of antsy. I mean, there's anxiety coming into my. If I was long, anxiety's coming in. The short sellers are like, well, why is it taking so long? People start freaking out. Something has changed. So, nevertheless, when something has changed, like even the time of the halt from 5 minutes to 15 minutes, the stock might change directions because it will trigger people trying to reverse trend. And because of this 15-minute hold, I'm like, well, that's got to be the top, because I'm getting uncomfortable if I am along and I have to sit here for 10 more minutes and I haven't been selling it for 10 minutes. So I got in at like 17 for my best fill of the day, which was right here, which was sell short at 17. And I don't know how I got filled at 11:58. And I told the chat that I'm short. I think I told the chat here. Let me see if I see right here. I told the chat that I'm short. That's longer than usual. 17. I actually did short at 17. So at 11:57, I'm telling the chat that I'm short, so it's around 158. So I'm definitely definitely there was opportunity to short it around the 17 area range, even when it retested for those that missed my 17 short. So that changed, and then it pretty much just actually my covers were like perfect. Let me see if I show you my covers. Covering this is so I'm covering 1270 from 17 short. So I was looking at it like this is the area that I was looking at. When you have things going straight up and then it reverses based on the halt number, when it comes crashing, that's when it starts like this is what I was looking at to buy the bounce. When things go faster down than up. I mean, it went like, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 red candles in a row. And I mean, I didn't think it's going to come back down to VWAP. I mean, from here, from 8 to 17, halfway through is probably around 12. So I nailed the top, which was 17. Halfway through 9, that's 20. 17 plus 9, that's 26. It's probably around 13. You can see, so that midpoint between this high and this low is probably around 17, probably about 13. That's if I were going to draw the Fibonacci level of this move from 9 to 17. 13 is the area that, right there is the area that, halfway through from here to here. So that is about halfway through. So that is the area that I did cover, because I did think that would have been the top, the bottom, just by looking at it. Just too many multiple candles here. So I did cover 12.7, and soon enough from 12.7 it bounced all the way up to 15. So I ended up nailing actually my fill was at 12.7 right there. You see, so I bought at 11, right there at 1284, and I actually covered at 1113, which was right there. I actually didn't get filled on there. I actually got filled there. And that ended up being the double bottom, and then rip back up to 15, and I was done after this trade. I was done. I was like, forget this. I'm done. I don't want to gamble anymore. I'm just getting my entry in, getting my exit in, getting my entry in, getting my exit in, getting my short in, getting my covers in, and I'm done. I don't want to guess whether that's going to bounce at 12.5 and then risk it dumping back to 10.50. I don't want to guess if, I mean, VWAP must have hold, so that is a 9 out of 10 trade. 9 out of 10 trade for VWAP to hold. That is probably the best trade, the best risk reward setup to bounce off VWAP that it had the whole day. Chasing it at 750 was not a good risk reward, probably an 8 out of 10 trade. Ideally, you want to buy it when it breaks the first 1 minute to make a new high at 660 and risk it off to 640. But I didn't do that, so I ended up chasing it after the halt, because I looked at the daily. I'm like, this thing has legs. And the volume came in steadily. I managed my risk correctly, and I am just impressed about my short at 17, because that ended up being a 4K winner, and I covered right at almost the lows there. There was a stock that I did lose a lot of money on. That was I think it was ABIO in the past. That was just another stock that I lost a lot of money right in this candle here. So that was like in a 2020. I lost a lot of money shorting ABIO at 10, and the broker bought me in at 20. So I did manage to get better at my low floats trading, and I know not to get run over by a train, because I don't want to get run over by a train. And this is the train that most short sellers probably got run over. I'm glad I'm not one of them anymore, and I'm glad I'm not shorting, and I'm not really shorting this crap, and I'm really nailing my exit right at the top. That was an insane insane short at 17. And I don't know how I got that filled, but I got filled at 17, which was perfect, near perfect. And that's about it. I'm moving into another trading day. I'm not really sure where this thing is going. I don't want to gamble. Gambling is not fun. And you don't have to be a rocket scientist to trade. You just have to trade the right ones when it matters with the right size and study. And studying takes time, takes knowledge, takes experience. You gotta put in the work, and you have to continuously. I mean, for a beginner, probably one stock is enough. For me, nine stocks, seven, six, I mean, for me, 6, 7, 8 stocks a day for 2, 3, 4 hours. I mean, I get bored really because if it's below VWAP, I'm like, whatever. I'm not excited to trade anything under VWAP. If it's below VWAP, I'm like, yeah, I'm watching it, but I want moves. I want huge moves. I want volatility. And if it doesn't have that, I'm just not going to trade it. Other than that, this was my Cala trade. Make sure you put in the comments below. Obviously, we are excited about the market, and I'm excited about getting a haircut and pretty much working on my lower carb diet because I've been working on my business a little too rough. But obviously, my work has paid off, and even though I'm half asleep, I'm still kicking and running and nailing exits and entries and coming out on top in one of really boring, well, not boring, right? One of an uncertain market environment where a lot of people are just, unable to make a profit per day. So that's it. You guys have a good one. Make sure you give this your like and share with your friends. And, I mean, this is a life-changing stock that comes in, and hopefully we're going to have life-changing stocks. I'm sure a lot of people might have bought it at VWAP and pretty much held, and they probably bought 1,000 shares. Maybe some of them sold it at 15 and they made 8 grand. And I mean, most people don't have 8 grand to their name, do you? Most people, average American, does not have $10,000 to their name. Nevertheless, $100 to get my awesome knowledge, because there's $100 seems like it's a lot of money these days. But if you put in the work and if you associate with the right people, you will get there. And I'll happily discuss how I got to where I am. $9,000 on a trade at a time. You guys have a good one, and see you in the next video. Oh, we're running the Christmas sale. And do not forget my amazing Christmas sale that ends very much soon, where you can get 50% off the monthly and 500% off the 6 months. And I think it's 500% off the 12 months. And the lifetime is pretty much discounted. So that's about it. And see you guys in the next video. Only 2 days remaining. Hopefully you guys help me out to increase my protein intake and decrease my carbohydrates and lower my cortisol levels. But this trade should help me out a lot to be able to do that and only trade the utmost best setups. And that's why I am here. Peace out, everybody. Have a good one.